I gave everyone 100-inch tires. Was this a mistake? Find out in this video. Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking another look at the 100-inch tire mod. And I know what all of you guys are thinking. WhyBeAre, you've already made a couple of videos for that mod already. Why are you making another one? Because they keep updating it and they keep adding new things that are interesting to mess around with. The first thing we're going to be taking a look at is the really wide 100-inch configuration of this truck. And this thing looks completely absurd. For reference, the original wide setup just made the wheels a little bit bigger than the body of the vehicle. This one straight up makes it like 2 cars wide. It's crazy. And the best part about this is we can actually drive right over a car. To demonstrate this, why don't we go with the track version of the Hirochi Sunburst? And I want to make sure I have enough room to get up to speed to easily go over it. So I'm just going to drive it down the road a little bit. Right about here should be good. And then also you get to see a quick demonstration of how this car handles. The answer, it still handles terribly, just as you'd expect out of the 100-inch tires. The good news is it's not going to tip over side to side. It feels rock solid like that. So here we go, over the Sunburst, going about 30 miles per hour. We're flooring it so we easily clear it with the front, but the back was dipping down a bit, so it ended up taking the wing of the car with it, and it scraped the roof as well. But you see, the car is virtually unaffected by doing something like that. And even doing aggressive maneuvers side to side, it holds up. But if we slam on the brakes a little bit, then it tips forward, which is just wacky. So you know what we need to do? We need to go to a map where this vehicle can excel. So we're going to head to Ghost Desert, and we're going to actually spawn up a couple of cars here. First is going to be my car, no question about that. But then, for added fun, I'm going to spawn up another one of the pre-runner vehicles, and then I'm going to tell the AI to follow me using that car, and we're going to see if they can keep up. And don't think of this like a scientific test of which is better. This is just a fun comparison we can do with the AI. And I'm not even going to look at their vehicle. I'm just going to focus on how this car handles the desert. And the answer is both amazingly well and absolutely terrible at the same time. That's when it gets absolutely terrible. When you hit the air at a crooked angle, you're going to destroy your suspension. But the AI over there, follow me, they're doing fine. But they're cheating. They're going slower than me. I know I was going way faster than them. If they were going as fast as me, they maybe would have crashed. But this truck can take the jumps, as I'm demonstrating here. Big jump, and it has such massive suspension travel, plus the travel in the wheels when they compress, that it's probably much better than the actual pre-runner at doing jumps. The only thing you got to make sure you do is keep it level, because if you hit it at an angle, the suspension sticks so far out, it basically works as a lever, and you can easily just completely destroy the suspension if you land at an angle like I did earlier. And looking behind me, we are dusting that AI, and I gotta look where I'm going because that was a little bit scary. I also noticed the combination of the really wide rear end plus the bigger tires that can't put the power down as well. You're not going to accelerate so hard that you kick out the rear end. Instead, you're just going to accelerate so hard you're constantly popping little wheelies as you drive along. And we're going almost 100 miles per hour, so I know the car that's chasing us is probably way back there, so we're going to go ahead and slow down. And I love seeing how much flex we have in that front suspension as we brake and hit the jumps. It's absurd looking. Now somewhere back there, there's the AI who actually managed to not flip over, which is pretty impressive. And are they gonna hit me? Don't hit me! They are so close without actually hitting me. That's just straight up impressive. Now, just for laughs, I want to see what happens if you tell the AI to follow you while you're the little truck. I assume the very first jump we hit, they're gonna completely screw it up and destroy their car. And I kind of forgot. Yeah, it doesn't have a great churning radius on it. And they're making their way to me, but it ain't easy. Okay. And they're now following me. They haven't really hit a jump yet, so I'm just going to keep my eye on them. And hopefully we'll hit a jump naturally, and then they'll follow me along. But man, I hate driving like this because I feel like there could be a jump right to my left or right to my right, and I just completely miss it. There has to be one eventually, right? There's a little jump. How big are they going to fly? Oh, there's a good jump. Oh, they're done. No way. They just crushed it. Oh, man. You completely ruined it. Alright, that's all the testing I want to do here with the ultra-wide truck. So we're going to head back over to East Coast USA to do some more testing there. And another neat addition in the updated version of the mod is you can now equip the tires to almost any vehicle as long as it has 17x9 wheels. Before, it was only compatible with the off-road 17x9 wheels, which you would only find on things like the D Series, H Series, and Hopper. Now, we can do dumb things like put it on vehicles like the SBR4. I have noticed some 17x9 wheels aren't compatible for some reason, but most of them are, and thankfully the two I randomly chose are compatible, so we now have 100-inch tires on my SBR4, but it's a little bit stuck in the ground. Thankfully, we can very easily fix that. And we don't have to worry about curbs as we drive over them. We have 100-inch tires, which actually got bounced quite a bit more than I expected. And hold on, car. Bouncing all over the place. And this is about as low center of gravity as you can get with these tires. And the brakes are virtually useless for some reason. Oh, hold on. Don't tip on me in either direction. Just driving this thing requires some really good precision not to tip over. But we did drive, and how about now we do a crash? Ooh, did the wheels work as a cushion? Maybe a little bit. There's still a pretty decent chunk of damage there because they kind of just broke off, I think. And now, let me show you why I put the big tires on an ESBR4. Because if we flip it over and then reset it, just in case I broke the suspension, but now we can drive upside down. Yes, we could do this before with the Hopper. The difference is we can only do that for like 10 seconds before the engine died. With an electric vehicle like the ESBR, it does not care if it's upside down, and it'll drive just as long upside down as right side up. But did you notice anything strange about the way I was driving it right there? See, here's the funny thing about driving a car that's upside down. If you accelerate the car like normally, you have steering in the rear of the vehicle. So that whole time I was actually going in reverse. And I feel like usually that's going to be the better option because the rear steering seems to be more fragile than frontward facing steering. The downside is going in reverse tops out at like 37 miles per hour. Going forward, well, we can go very fast until we flip over like so, trying to go around a corner at speeds that are way too fast for these tires. And just for fun, let's try driving this car through some traffic. Or maybe what I should say is over some traffic. We're going to try to drive over them with the car both upside down and right side up. Now obviously upside down will be worse at driving over them, but my question is simply, can it do it at all? Like this blue truck, how dare you cut off that innocent vehicle? I am going to go right over you at least a little bit. I can't do it, unfortunately. So what if we try to back off of him and get a little bit of momentum and do it again? You can't escape from me, truck. I am going to crawl over you. It's just a matter of time. So 37 miles per hour, that's max speed, and unfortunately, with the car upside down, we have so little ground clearance, we can't do something like that. But you know what? What if we just flip the car upright? Well, that'll make the car I was trying to climb disappear, but let's see. Oh yeah, now we're talking. We can climb cars and flip ourselves over in the process. But hey, the important thing is that we can get over them if we're nice and careful, which I was. And since we got all this traffic here, you know what else we need to try? We need to try driving right over the traffic using the really wide 100-inch configuration of the D Series. And you gotta say the name dramatic because this is a dramatic vehicle. So who are we gonna crawl over? Okay, not the trucks. The trucks are probably too tall. We need like regular cars like these guys here. We're gonna try a little bit of both. We're gonna try going right over them like I am with the Pigeon, which didn't quite work out. And we're also gonna try using the wheels to just drive over them. So far though, this has mostly worked. It's scraping and bumping the cars, but it's going over them and past them, and uh-oh, here's a pickup truck. Come on! No, we can't do a pickup truck. We are completely stuck on their truck, so we'll bring it back over to the center of town and find some new vehicles to drive over that are just a little bit shorter, hopefully. These guys are nice and short, so we go right over them nice and easy-ish. All right, Pigeon, nice and easy. Pigeons are surprisingly tall. You think, oh, it's a small car, but it has some actual height to it, and it keeps getting stuck on the truck, unlike the Grand Marshal, which, whoa, wait, now we're done. If we had four-wheel drive, we could have probably got it back upright with the front wheels, but with just rear-wheel drive, it wasn't going to happen. And you know what? we're gonna have one more go at this, but we're completely changing the strategy. This time, all we're gonna do is floor it. That's it. I'm not gonna care about where the cars are or anything. I'm just gonna try to keep the truck on the road as we bounce off of other cars, and I am just barely in control. I thought I was a goner there. Trying to keep it stable. That left wheel is messed up, and oh no, that makes it even more messed up. We are stuck in the bus stop. Anyways, the next thing I want to do is even dumber than this, believe it or not. So I'm going to do a little bit of preparation, and I'll be back once it's ready. Okay, preparations are complete. I made myself a brand new truck with 100-inch wheels, and it actually looks pretty awesome. In addition to that, I gave all the AI cars also 100-inch wheels, except I messed up the ambulance, who has no wheels on the front, but I thought it was so hilarious, I just left him like that. The idea here, though, is I want to see what the AI does when you give them 100-inch wheels. It is worth mentioning, I had to modify the cars quite a bit to make them work with 100-inch wheels. You can't go with just a normal production vehicle and slap them on, because it'll either overheat or just won't be able to put down the power correctly. So I got a lot of like race versions and drag versions of the cars and stuck the 100-inch wheels on those ones because those ones seem to work pretty well. So AI, how well do you drive? Oh my. Something happened over there before I got here. A little bit of a crash, huh, you guys? See, I'm hoping that I get to see them tip over, though. I don't want to just see the results. I want to see them actually try to take a corner and tip over. And now would be a good time to mention there are basically two vehicles that can't have 100-inch wheels. That is the Pigeon and the bus. Oh, and by the way, yeah, one of the AI cars is the double wide truck. What? How did they make it fit on one lane of road almost? I tried to do that and there was no way that was happening. They must have made it smaller when I wasn't looking. That's the only solution. Ooh, I almost got whacked a little bit. What are you doing? Stop in the middle of the road. You're gonna get whacked. Haha, but wow. Apparently, ramming trucks with 18-wheeler does not work so well when you both have 100-inch wheels because you get stuck inside of each other a little bit. That's not good. I guess we'll go around them like some sort of loser. But one thing that's annoying me is the AI isn't driving fast enough. Oh, there's somebody flipping over way off in the distance. You know what? It's time to break out my secret weapon. Because nobody's tipping over, so we're going to make them tip over by going to the AI menu and telling them to try to run away from me. That'll make them drive a lot more recklessly, and they will hopefully flip over. Now, there we go. Already a dude is flipping over very close to me. All we got to do is just drive along so the AI spawns up, and there should be carnage wherever I go. Except this guy, he won't flip over, but he also can't steer good, so that's okay. Oh, there we go. That's perfect. This is much better than when the AI is driving good. And what happened with him? He's just not driving for some reason. You know what? I think the AI hasn't driven with that car much at all. And we might need to do a small tweak on the vehicle if we can find it. So here we are. We're going to change him to be... I was going to put him to low gear, but apparently somehow he doesn't have his transmission set up. Strange. Okay, well, we'll just leave him like that. And I fell off the road. Whoopsie. Okay, bring this guy back onto the road so we can continue driving. And what? Whoa! Hover car, hover car. He is literally floating. I don't know how he managed that, but we have chaos ahead of me. Can we go around them through the dirt? Yes, we can, but just barely. That dude's driving upside down to get away from me. The AI is actually able to drive upside down, at least until the car overheats like it just did. And what do we have up here? Just a pile of cars. I'm going to try to plow through them, but I can't go that fast. Here we go. Get out the way, and I have just added to the pile. That was not the goal, but here we are. Alright, we're going to do just a little cheating maneuver here and place myself ahead of the traffic. Make sure I got a nice fresh truck that's ready to go. And the more I look at this truck, the more I love the way it looks. And uh-oh, something's going on up ahead. Can we squeeze in between? Squeeze! Turns out squeezing is not the best strategy, so let's go a completely different direction instead. I also do notice, with the T-Series specifically and the dualies in the rear, it does feel a bit more bouncy than the other 100-inch tires. At the same time, it feels a lot more stable. And one nice thing is you can have the dually configuration on other vehicles as well, like the D series for example, because there's a regular dually setup, so it can build off of that. And every time I see that stupid ambulance, it makes me giggle just a bit. What are you doing in my lane? Get out of my lane. At least I think they're in my lane. I could have been in theirs. I wasn't paying attention. I was giggling at an ambulance that has no wheels on the front. Oh, cutting me off a little bit, huh? Oh, you're just gonna crash then, you fool. And you can't drive for some reason. I still don't know what I did to him to make him not work. All right, so let's go ahead and head back into the town. Never mind, this guy is turning right in my lane. That was hilarious. And then the ambulance just comes in like, it just looks so ridiculous the way it drives like that. And they got no steering, so they just immediately crash. Oh, hey, how did you even flip over? You're so wide stance. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Oh, man. Hey, come on, T-Series. Give me that gas, gas, gas. Gotta step on the gas because you ain't driving very fast. All right, there we go. We got some momentum going now. And now would be a good time to mention, if I did that dumb thing where I put a random clip at the start of the video, I would be like, I gave everyone 100-inch tires. Was this a mistake? Find out in this video. And the answer was, it wasn't a mistake until I told the AI to flee. Alright, so next off, I want to show you a different pair of tires, but it requires a little bit of preparation once again to configure the vehicle the way I want it to be, so I'll be back once it's set up. Hey! Don't do that! Oh no, not you two! I'm trying to load the map up for the thing! Stop it! I need to change maps for the new tires. And here is my ultimate drag racing truck. The most important thing is it has the wider suspension and massive drag racing tires on it. And then everything else is just being as ridiculous as it can possibly be. So it's just a huge truck with a wacky color scheme, every single accessory you can possibly imagine, including 2 spare tires that don't match up at all with the ones that are actually attached. And the goal here is to see, is it faster than the normal drag pickup truck? Because I actually tuned this guy up myself. So I changed it where it's now all-wheel drive so we can make use of the big tires in both the front and rear. And then I also modified the nitrous and the drive ratios and all that to try to get it to work with the big tires. And we have a time of 9.735. That's a whole second faster than that pickup truck. And I probably weigh well over 1,000 pounds more than them with all this extra junk. This is an absolutely amazing vehicle until it comes to braking. That it's not so good at. It'll come to a stop eventually, but you see that truck that they're driving, it's already come to a stop way back there. Either way, I am magnificently proud of it. But you know what? There's one more vehicle hiding in the background. Is this guy? So on this one, we took the 100-inch ultra-wide truck we saw earlier. I took the beautiful 100-inch tires and I replaced them with the smallest tires I possibly could, and this thing just looks absolutely ridiculous. And I just realized something else. When we drive around corners, we shouldn't look at the truck itself. We need to look at where the suspension goes, because if I look at just the truck itself, the wheels will be way in the dirt. All right, here we go. First serious corner. How does it do? Oh my goodness, my brakes are cooked. They're smoking. This is an absolutely terrible vehicle, but it just looks so hilarious. It's okay if it's terrible. The fact that it even works at all is impressive. When I put these wheels on, I was just like, no way this is gonna work at all. And I figured the suspension would just bottom out right in the center of the vehicle. But as you see, they're actually able to put down the power. Oh, this is gonna be awkward because we gotta go so wide on this corner to make it where the wheels stay on the road. Oh, I hate this. But I don't regret making it one bit. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. Until next time, this has been WhyBeAre, and remember, if you like or dislike this video, I will know. I can tell by how big the tires are. So do the right thing, and I'll see you next time. And by the way, there are 300-inch tires. Unfortunately, they don't do anything except explode immediately.